Morning starts now.
Look at the snow coming down in Seymour, Indiana this morning. Traffic on the interstate moving slowly there. And our Jeremy Capel will tell us more about how much snow has fallen over the last hour or so. Good to WDRB in the morning. We're glad that you could be with us. We're going to be following this winter storm through 9 o'clock this morning and then, of course, throughout the day on Facebook and Twitter as well. Jude Redfield has been tracking it, and it's been interesting to watch how things have changed just minute to minute. It
is a wild ride this morning. Candace came in. Thunderstorms were going on around Louisville. We had some sleet coming down, some very heavy rain. We've had thunder, snow, and Paoli. We have that battle, right? And it's right here in Louisville Metro where we go back from rain to sleet to snow, teetering back and forth. The temperatures here in Louisville are right around 34 degrees, which is good news, safe and sound above freezing. The real problems are the farther north you go of Interstate 64. Down to the south, E-Town 35, Campbellsville 40, it's just some rain. But you go north of 64, enter with caution, my friends. There's a lightning strike right now up in Lawrence County. Thunder, snow exploding with snow rates 1 to 3 inches per hour as we head up into southern Indiana. Right now, Floyd and Clark County. You see green, you see pink, you see blue as you venture into Harrison County. We are dealing with this transition where we go back and forth. These thunderstorms or convective bands moving through draw down cold air from aloft, and the radar has an impossible time trying to pinpoint exactly where we're seeing that rain, snow, and sleet. Up in Lawrence County, fresh on your radar update right now, boom. There's a lightning strike. There's thunder, snow, and this is going to be the band right in through here that deposits 1 to 3 inches per hour. We know there's snow rates that heavy because in Evansville they had 3 inches of snow in 1 hour with whiteout conditions. So we'll bring you in a little bit closer. Bedford, Mitchell. A lot of people saying, what in the world? Are you kidding me? Waking up with lightning strikes and heavy snow coming down. Litchfield, as we look at Grayson County, Hart County, Bonneville, it's a cold rain. Now there's some snow wrapping in on the backside, and that's going to be one of the things we watch today. Now the moisture will escape off to the north as this low pressure slides off to the east-northeast, but it's obvious that there's plenty of wraparound snow behind this low pressure, and this will slide through Kentuckiana. Even in Louisville Metro, even in southern sections of Kentuckiana, we're going to see some snow today. It's not going to be as heavy as what we're dealing with in southern Indiana, but outside our WDRB studios, there you go. Some snow coming down, and we're going to pick up a quick dusting with those road surface temperatures well above freezing and all the heavy rain we've had. Most of the roads this morning should be in okay shape. That's not going to mean it's perfect, good to go for everyone. Right around 34 or 35 for the next couple of hours, and it's going to be a big-time mess. And the bullseye zone that I'm thinking about today is up in Seymour. We have 2 hours to go on WDRB in the morning, and that's where Jeremy Capel sits, and we have 2 hours to find some awesome video, Jeremy.
Yeah, okay. I think we're going to find it, Jude. That snow picking up in intensity, and it still hurts, by the way. I know there's some sleet pellets mixed in as well. I just measured a wind gust of 34 miles per hour just a few moments ago. And overall, consistently, the wind has been picking up. Also, my temperature has dropped. We're right at 32 degrees. So we've finally reached freezing here in Seymour, and you can feel it too. The snowpack, it's beginning to really accumulate here. We're up somewhere between 1 3/4 and 2 inches of snow. We picked up most of that in just a couple of bursts of snow that we have seen here so far. I just talked to a state trooper. He said overall they're surprised that most people are treating these conditions fairly good. Just a couple slide-offs so far. He said he's getting reports a little further up I-65 as you head towards Columbus and Indianapolis. Roads are getting very, very bad. I do expect that the road conditions here will soon be in pretty bad shape as well. You can see the wind. It's absolutely beginning to howl again. Visibility dropping. I imagine once we get a good snow band back in the area, mixing with these types of winds, we're going to have some real problems on our hands. Of course, we will have more coming up here in a bit. I'm busy this morning, obviously, reporting here from Seymour. Jude, he's got a lot to talk about, but the other guy that's got a lot to talk about, Mike Marshall. Man, how are we doing? By the way, I got a new hat on for you.
Yeah, I like that hat. That gives you a lot better coverage on top of your head there.
It feels better, too.
And I hope I don't have to report on that white pickup truck that was just behind you a moment ago. He looked like he was getting a little sideways. And that's a good indication, if you saw that a moment ago, of how slick the roadways are as we're heading out, especially north of Louisville, Seymour, where Jeremy is this morning. Now, a little closer.
Brace yourself for strong winds. We do have winter weather in the area this morning. Here's another live look outside in Seymour, Indiana, where the snow is blowing sideways. They are in the bullseye to get 6 inches of snow or more, and Jude's keeping an eye on it.
Yeah, and Candace, right now, right outside of our studios, the grounds are getting covered here across downtown Louisville. We have thunder snow in Kentuckiana right now. I'll let you know who could see 1 to 3 inches of snow in a 1 hour time frame and where that 6 to 12 inch band will set up. Boy, we have a problem. We have big problems across Kentucky. And a thunderstorms with heavy rain, sleet, snow coming down. We have heavy rain to the south, accumulating snow coming down at 1 to 2 inches per hour, maybe even some rates 2 to 3 inches per hour as you go up into southern and central Indiana. Look at the lightning strike right at the center of your TV screen up in Lawrence County. That is thunder snow, my friends. We've already had it as we go over towards Paoli, Washington, Orange County, Du Bois County. Snow coming down like crazy. Snow is now breaking out in Louisville. We have teetered back and forth with heavy rain, thunder, lightning, a little bit of sleet. Now snow coming down. We'll bring you in close here. A temperature is just above freezing. Now, if we get some heavy burst in downtown Louisville, Louisville Metro, some of the roads will get slick. I think Floyd and Clark County, we've transitioned to that snow right now. We're going to pick up quick coverings of snow. We're seeing that right now in downtown, but you go towards the Watterson, down towards the Jean, there's a break. In Bullitt County, there's another surge of moisture. A lot of times what happens, you get into a snow burst, a break, the temperatures aloft warm a little bit, and then when the next round moves in, it comes down as some sleet, maybe some rain. I will tell you this, if the next surge that comes in from the south here in Louisville is all snow, we're going to have an issue because that snow rate will be very heavy. So we're going to go into a nowcast mode for Louisville in the next 1 hour to 2 hours, watching that moisture feed from the south. I can guarantee you it's going to be all snow right up in through here, and that's where you get these bands of dark blue setting up down around Sterling as we cross up towards Orleans and Shawswick, as we go towards Bedford. I mean, the snow's coming down like crazy, and sometimes you get those really big fat snowflakes. Seymour on the radar, and this is one of the problems we've had, it shows up as green, as all liquid, but we know that is not the case. It's really hard for the radar to decipher what's going on in the atmosphere with the profiles of these temperatures. But I can guarantee you we've had tons of snow and sleet, and I know that because that's where Jeremy Kappel's sitting right now, and he's been getting pelted with the sleet, the wind, and the heavy snow. And Jeremy, you're in the spot, my friend, for the heaviest snow in Kentuckiana.
I'll tell you what, Jude, it is coming down, and you made a good point about that radar. There's a lot of precipitation between us and where that radar site is out of West Point, Kentucky. So we're getting what's called radar attenuation, where you cannot see exactly how heavy the snow is up here, but it is definitely picking up in intensity. In addition to the snow, as you can tell, we are seeing quite a bit of wind. I just measured a gust a short time ago of about 34 miles per hour. The winds have been creeping up here in Seymour, and the snow totals are beginning to pile up a bit as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the latest here. Snow, we arrived here at about 4:40 this morning, was somewhere on the order of a dusting. We're up to about 2.5 inches. We picked up a good 3/4 of an inch here over the last half hour or so, and I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot more of this. Jude, you got the radar in front of you. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at an absolute mess up in southern Indiana. And Jeremy, when you get those gusty winds, 30, 35 miles per hour, it will create those whiteout conditions. This is not your typical blizzard that you would think of where it's a constant wind. You get gusts from time to time, but still, when you have gusts 35 miles per hour and thunder snow coming down, the roads will be impassable in between Indianapolis and Louisville at times this morning into the afternoon. Now, what's going on with this low pressure? Ahead of it, you get the warm surge of air. That's why it's all liquid, a cold rain down in southern sections of Kentuckiana. But I want to use some caution. You know, here around Louisville, we have that break before this next surge moves in. And I'm telling you, if for some reason this next surge comes into Louisville and we stay all snow from this point on, which, I mean, it's happened before with these kind of setups, then we're going to have to really add on the snow amounts here around Louisville. So that's why we go to the nowcast mode for Louisville. Up in through here, we know it's all snow. There's no question. Well, I guess the only question is it going to be 6 inches? Is it going to be 8 inches? Are we going to get close to a foot? Again, a look at StormView HD radar. The back edge, which will swing by and get most locations during the late morning and afternoon hours with a a band of light snow, mainly light snow, will be coming on through with that colder air. Even sections down to the south where it's all rain, you'll at least get a taste of winter with some areas of snow. Blizzard warnings in orange. All of the areas highlighted in this pink colors where we have winter weather advisories, which have now been extended down towards E-Town because there's going to be some areas on the roads where it gets kind of slick. Nothing like they're going to see up here, but still a slick roadway is a slick roadway. You have to use some caution. This is what we're talking about right now in downtown Louisville, where that snow has shut off for the time being. We're in that dry slot, but another burst of some sort of precipitation will come on through. We're above freezing at 34. That's great news. Most places here in Jefferson County right around 34, 35 degrees, and you can see that East End, St. Matthews, downtown, West End, PRP, 33, 34, LaGrange at 33, Lanesville, 32. We don't like that. The farther west you go and north you go, you start to get closer to 31 and 32, and that's what you can see from Bedford, Austin, and then Munfordville, 36. Campbellsville shooting up to 41 right now before that cold air wraps in behind the low pressure, and you can see the warm air coming into the system and the cold air wrapping in behind it. The forecast today essentially holding steady with the temperature here in Louisville and then dropping a little bit during the afternoon. The winds sustained 13 to 26. We'll get a gust 30, 35 miles per hour. 100% chance everyone's going to see precipitation, and then it will wind down later on today into tonight as we bring it to a 50% chance. Notice that temperature 28. Areas that do have heavy snow on the ground will be much colder, and 28 degrees is good enough to freeze any leftover residual moisture on the roadways. Advanced track picking up the light snow in white. The heavier snow is in the darker blue, and you can see that band moving off to the north and northeast. 1:30, we're still in some decent snow, and this is when we start to talk about the real accumulation late morning into the afternoon for Louisville Metro with this wraparound, but it should become more of a ragged, and I say should become. That's the outlook right now, but you know, with any winter storm that we have here in Kentuckiana, a lot of times what should happen don't necessarily happen. You know what I'm saying? So as we go into the evening and overnight, it does move off to the east, and then we shut everything off. We have cloud cover, but the snow is pretty much done and gone, and we just talk about some of the cleanup of the heavy snow that is really going to pile up around Jeremy and Seymour, where he's sitting right now. They're in that 6 to 12-inch band. They've gone to all snow. From this point, it is going to be all snow. With those snow rates that we've seen in Evansville of 3 inches per hour, that lifting up in this general vicinity, there's going to be spots 6 to 12, and then it does get lower. The amounts of 1 to 3 here in Louisville Metro, and then the farther south you go, maybe up to around an inch or so. But again, if that next surge comes into Louisville and it is all snow from this point on, that 1 to 3 might have to be adjusted up. So we'll watch it. We'll let you know. Hey, you know what? 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, it's all going to do the same thing, Mike. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to get out the shovels. You're going to have to get out the plows. We're going to have problems here. And then another chance for accumulating snow Friday night into Saturday morning.
See, you surprised me. You being a snow lover, I thought maybe the first thing out of your mouth was, you know, we have to get out the snowball making machines, and you ever seen those little things? Kaiser had those last year. Had to get out the sleds, but no, he's talking about traffic conditions. And that's what I'm here for. We have up in
722, good morning here across Louisville Metro. We literally have had everything. Thunderstorms with rain, thunderstorms with sleet. We now have some snow mixing in. Up across southern Indiana, look for those dark blue streaks. That's where the snow's coming down like crazy. Southern sections of Kentuckiana, it's a cold rain, and the snow lovers down there are saying, you got to be kidding me. We're this close. We're 35 degrees in E-Town, and all we're getting are buckets of rain. Yeah, you're not going to see much accumulation in E-Town, but you are not out of the woods. So we talk about the temperature setup. Bedford 30, Scottsburg 32. The farther south you get, closer to Louisville Metro, I-64, where it links up with 71. The Watterson, the Jean, we're right around 33, 34 degrees. Most of the roads have been okay. I mean, you're going to run into some slush, anything untreated on the side roads as you go along 64 into Harrison County, Floyd County, Clark County, as you continue on 64 all the way out into Crawford County. That's where you talk about some problems. And the farther north you go, forget about it. If you don't have to travel, stay inside. This is that dry slot now in Jefferson County as the snow has shut off momentarily. Still ongoing as you go from Palmyra to Corden, Georgetown. But I want to show you something down to the south. This next surge of moisture that we're finding on the radar down in Bullitt County, there's some heavy returns. Now, if this moves in and is all snow, we're going to cover the roads up real fast. It shows up as rain. It's moving off to the north 30 to 40 miles per hour. But again, we're going to go to a nowcast mode for Jefferson County, because if that moves in and indeed is all snow, we could pick up a quick inch of snow in a very short period of time. They're picking up snow at the rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour up and through here in southern Indiana. Jasper, Orleans, and Jeremy Kapples in Seymour. We're going to have more pictures coming up in a live report with Jeremy in just a few minutes. You want to stay tuned for that. He had those big, fat snowflakes, Mike. And look at the lightning strikes on StormView HD radar. Thunder snow.
Yeah. Pretty excited because walked by the window garden, or the water garden. I was looking out the window a moment ago, and I came back in and said, Jude, snowing downtown, snowing. He's like, yeah, I know. I'm like, but that's out there. You can see it. So it's, kids, wake them up right now. They'll be excited to see the snow coming down. But, of course, for the travel.
Winter weather is bringing more than 6 inches of snow to parts of southern Indiana today. A live look at downtown Louisville will show you that snow has started to fall here as well. Snow on the cars in the parking lot out there. Jude will pinpoint how much snow we're going to see across our area before this storm moves out. And the preparations underway to keep the roadways safe and clear for travelers. There's a live picture from Seymour, Indiana. Snow covering the ground there, but we don't see the snow blowing across the screen as we did a little bit earlier. They are expecting quite a bit up there, and Jude will have a look at that forecast, what's happening here in Louisville. You've said all morning that Louisville will be the tricky part of the forecast because, we're right on that line, and I guess it depends on when we go below freezing and some other, I don't know. You're the meteorologist. Take it away.
You're on the right track, Candace.
I heard you say it's tricky.
It really is. Louisville is the point. It seems like it always works around the Ohio River. Is that teeter zone where you go back and forth. We have had so much heavy rain, then we went to sleet, then back to heavy rain, some snow mixed in. Temperatures are above freezing right now in Louisville Metro. Let's break down this winter storm madness for you with a blizzard, at least blizzard conditions that will be ongoing across southern and central Indiana. Okay, the temperatures are much colder across the Hoosier State. We're at freezing or below freezing as you go from Scottsburg to Paoli and all points to the north. It's a cold rain as you go along the parkways and areas down to the south and southern sections of Kentuckiana, E-Town 35, Campbellsville 41. In Louisville, the snow that we had has stopped. There's a dry slot that has moved in. You go into Floyd and Clark County, we've gone to that snow, picking up quick coverings. Now, I want to talk about a potential problem. Most of the guidance suggests that we would not switch back over to snow until a few hours from now, a little bit later on this morning. But the fact that we did go to that burst of snow could be enough that we cooled the column. So what you see in Bullitt County, down into Hardin County, which is some very heavy precipitation moving off to the north, could indeed come back down in the form of snow. And if that happens, then we could easily pick up a quick inch of snow in about an hour time frame, and the roads here in Louisville Metro will be awful. So just keep that in mind. We're going to go to a nowcast for Louisville as we track that area of rain and sleet in from Bullitt County off to the north. It should be here in downtown in the next 15 to 25 minutes. That moves to the north. Now, where it is all of a winter mess, either sleet or snow, mainly a lot of snow mixing in with just a little bit of sleet as you go from Jennings and Scottsburg and then off to the west. This back and through here is pretty much all snow, and that snow is coming down real hard. Now, up in Seymour, we're still in that transition zone where we go from snow to sleet, and it's like make up your mind. It will make up its mind. In the next couple of hours, it will go to all snow, and it will be quite heavy at times. We've had quite a few lightning strikes with that snow down to the south. Again, inspecting where we have rain in this zone, and it will stay rain. Your chance for snow happens later on the backside of this low pressure when the cold air will indeed wrap around. And look at those lightning strikes dancing in this heavy snow zone. Indianapolis to Louisville, right up in through here is where we're talking about the heaviest snow band setting up. In a few minutes, I'll let you know where that 6 to 12-inch band does include portions of southern sections of Indiana here in Kentuckiana. But right now, it's just a mess with that mixture, the mist and drizzle and light snow and sleet coming down with wet roadways in downtown Louisville. Not icy, thank goodness. And the wind, that's another facet of this storm system. Wind speeds 30 to 35 miles per hour times in gust. And Jeremy's seen that up in Seymour with some of those gusty conditions. Jeremy, live from Jackson County, how are we looking right now? And it looks like, to me, I can't tell exactly, that you've gone back to sleep maybe?
Yeah, well, we were all sleet just a few moments ago, Jude. Now we're mixing back in with more and more in the way of some snow, light snow. Sleet mixture going on right now. Temperatures have been dropping, as you've been noting, and you can tell by the snow good packing snow is just above 32 degrees. Now, all of a sudden, it's not packing quite as well. But for the kiddos, of course, that are at home, of course, everybody's off school today. You're thinking about making a snowman. Maybe you're thinking about making some snowballs. One thing we know for sure is that this is going to be a handy contraption if a kid was lucky enough to get one of these for Christmas. And look at the snowballs this thing makes. That's perfect, huh? Take one of those. See here. And this is a courtesy. Well, there you go. Eric Edwards, our longtime photographer. He showed me the best way to make a snowball, and that's with one of those contraptions. Eric, what did you call that?
A snowball maker.
It's just a snowball maker. But anyway, this is going to come in handy for a lot of kids a little bit later on. Right now, snow depth a little bit better than 2 inches. As you said, it looks like we've got a lot more coming our way. Road conditions not good up here, Mike. How are they across the rest of the area?
Well, we haven't got quite as much snow as you got there. See, that's what I was talking about earlier, that contraption where you make snow, you can stop, you snowball.
Snowball maker.
What's it called again? Snowball maker, right?
Snowball maker.
That's what it's called.
That's the official name.
All right, the official term is
Snowball
maker. All right. Well, woohoo! Thank you, Mr. Capel. We've had a lot of...
Southern Indiana is getting the direct hit from this winter storm that's moving across the nation. We're going to give you another live look at Seymour and that, what's that called again? Oh, a snowball maker. We're going to talk to Jeremy Capel about conditions up there and how things have been changing. And Jude Redfield will explain why it's been so difficult to say exactly how much snow we will get in Louisville. Plus, Janine Washley from Cloverfield's Farm and Kitchen shows us some inexpensive hostess gifts, the reason she's giving everybody onions this season. Your Mega Millions jackpot for Friday is $25 million. Today's Powerball is $50 million.
Well, look at all the colors on Stormview HD radar. Snow and coming down heavy at times. Then you get into the snow, sleet, rain mixture. Then all heavy rain, and it's cold with temperatures in the mid-30s, but at least it's not icy as you go into southern sections of Kentuckiana. We've even had thunder snow, thunder sleet, a lot of lightning showing up at times this morning. Here in downtown, we had buckets of rain, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. Then around 4 o'clock, we started to mix in a couple ice pellets and back to the rain. And then we started to see more snow come down, quickly dusting things up. There's a break in the action. Now, this is very important. As you go down 65 into Bullitt County, you can see a real heavy band of precipitation, probably some ice pellets mixed in with this as it lifts to the north around 30 to 40 miles per hour. Now, if this moves into downtown and falls as all snow, then we could easily pick up an inch of snow in a very short period of time. So if you have a chance and can get on Facebook, let me know. Let us know what you're seeing when this does move into Jefferson County. Let us know what's going on right now as you go down around Brooks and Mount Washington and Bullitt County. We're going to track this into Jeffersonville, Prospect, and Silver Creek in the next 13, 18, and 25 minutes. Again, this is very important because if it moves into Jefferson County and back into Floyd and Clark County, and indeed is all snow, quick inch, maybe more than an inch of snow in like an hour time frame with that burst. We've seen these heavy bursts in southern Indiana. Look for the dark blue. That's where you get those dark blue streaks with heavy snow coming down. Evansville picked up 3 inches of snow in 1 hour with a whiteout. Winds over 30 miles per hour, and we're seeing some of those conditions as we extend up into Lawrence, Jackson, Jennings County. With that warm air surging ahead of the low pressure, we've seen Seymour teeter back and forth from the big snowflakes to ice pellets and the sleet going on. Now we're back to some snow and some sleet. And Jeremy Capel's been reporting live from Jackson County up along I-65 with those road conditions and the wind conditions. Jeremy, what's the latest right now in Seymour?
Well, road conditions have not gotten any better, as you might suspect. We did just watch 3 major John Deere tractor plows head westbound here down Highway 50. They mean business when it comes to snow removal right now. Of course, the Indiana Department of Transportation been busy up and down that interstate trying to keep up with the snow. We've only seen bursts of heavy, heavy snow and then lighter activity like we're seeing right now. Some sleet, some light snow still mixing in with the wind. Now, on the lighter side of things, as we mentioned earlier, a lot of kids are going to be taking advantage. Of course, no, they don't have school. they're going to be playing in the snow the way they can. With falling temperatures, we have discovered that the absolute best way to make snowballs is with a snowball making machine. This is courtesy of our photographer, Eric Edwards. And take a look at those snowballs. They're absolutely perfect. And let me demonstrate one or two for you. There you go, Jude. We just sent some snow to Louisville. You saw that, right?
I'm so jealous. I am so jealous. You're up there having a blast. And I knew you wouldn't miss a sign that's about 12 feet wide, Jeremy. You had to hit it.
It's only about 10 feet away.
That's good work. Well, we'll have more reports. Indeed, more of those heavy snowbursts coming through Lawrence, Jackson, and Jennings County. Now, on the backside, you start to get into the dry slot. You can see a broken area of the snow and the rain, and many of us down here along the parkways points to the south saying, well, what's going on here? You know, I'm in E-Town, I'm in Sonora, I'm in Hart County and LaRue County with the heavy rain, and it's cold. It is all rain. Temperatures are around 35 degrees. The worst conditions are about 20 to 35 miles to your north as we get into that mixture, but you will see some snow. Once this low pressure heads over towards London and Jackson, the wraparound moisture. And look at the lightning strikes. Are you kidding me? More of them popping up now. This is up around Columbus, Indiana, with that heaviest snow streak tracking towards Indianapolis. Again, wraparound moisture. So that initial surge up through here, and then it wraps in behind it. So some more snow showers working along 64 from the late morning into the afternoon, with a blizzard, with this winter storm, with a severe outbreak of tornadoes, the most tornadoes ever on Christmas Day in the United States. And we're talking about a blizzard here across sections of Kentucky and every county in orange, which was the same as yesterday, still under that blizzard warning. That doesn't mean this is going to be your prototypical blizzard that you would think of happening in the plains. Every now and then you'll have conditions look like a blizzard. It's not going to be constant winds 30 to 50 miles per hour. It's 34, above 32. We have wet roads in downtown. Winds from the north-northeast 14, gusting to 21. It feels like 24 degrees. It feels like winter, something that we have not seen much of so far over the last couple of months, hitting hard today. 33 in PRP, West End 34, Lanesville still holding to 32. And the roads along 64, the farther west and north you go, we've had quite a few reports of snow-covered roads, a little bit of sleet out there. 41 right now in Campbellsville with that warm surge on the front side, but it's going to get colder with falling temperatures during the afternoon. That is the forecast outlook that we're going to be talking about as this low pressure does slide its way off into eastern Kentucky, and plenty of that cold air wrapping in right now in St. Louis. It's 30, and we have single digits in teens up in the plains. The anatomy of this storm, as that low pressure moved through Arkansas, western Tennessee, we saw the severe weather outbreak with over 30 tornadoes, preliminary estimates of over 30 tornadoes across Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, the heavy rain, the thunder snow here in Kentucky, and that heavy band of snow that will shut down sections of Indiana and Ohio as we go into the morning and afternoon. Here's our future radar. It's been on it really for the last 24 to 36 hours, nailing this particular storm. By 11:30, there's the wraparound moisture. It will be in the form of snow around Louisville as we go to 2 o'clock, starting to gradually shut off, but we'll still get some of these bands, and there's going to be accumulating snow here around Louisville Metro. That's why we have that winter weather advisory. Later on tonight, the snow's over, but there will be some residual ice on the roads because that temperature will be falling into the upper 20s. Today, you know, right around 34, 35, falling to around freezing late in the afternoon, and then 28 tonight, so watch out for some of those roads that will not be treated. The winds will start to come down a little bit, 8 to 16 miles per hour. So who is the big winner or loser, however you look at it? Northern counties. A lot of 6-inch reports, I think, will come out of this in between Indianapolis and Seymour. Depending on how these bands continue to set up between now and, say, 2 o'clock will determine who really gets over the 6 and 8-inch amounts. I think there could be some isolated spots in here where you do get 10 to 12 inches, and then the farther south you go, it starts to dramatically cut off as you get closer to Louisville Metro. You can see a 3 to 6-inch band, a 1 to 3, and then down to the south, maybe a covering up to an inch with the wraparound moisture later on this afternoon. So kids, if you wanted a lot of snow, you just kind of have to go north and north and north. That's the way it's working with this particular system. But I have good news for the snow lovers. Round 2, ding, 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 Friday night into Saturday morning, potential accumulation does exist. Look at all the 30s for highs, Mike. I was talking about it. You know, I mean, we couldn't buy any kind of winter weather for about a month and a half. Go to Christmas, we go to the first day of winter, and it's here, baby.
Yeah, here it is. All right, real quickly, I want to take you around the city. We've had
Mike, thank you. Snow is falling across many parts of our viewing area. Southern Indiana getting the heaviest snow, but even a look at downtown Louisville shows some slushy precipitation on the streets. We'll continue to take a look at this wintry mix and what we can expect before the day is out. All right, grab your umbrella, the gloves, the hat. You might need all of it at some point. We'll give you a live look at downtown Louisville. Roads are wet, a little bit slushy from where some snow has fallen this morning. Jude's watching the storm. He'll tell us what the rest of the day holds. All right, the precipitation continues to fall, and it keeps changing. You can't decide whether it's going to be rain or sleet or snow. We'll give you another live look at downtown Louisville, and our weather team has it covered for you. We'll check in with Jeremy Capel in Seymour, Indiana, and hear from Jude Redfield when we come back.